Good evening. Welcome to first ever ClickFunnels training live question and answer. This is going to be awesome. I have some cool tips and tricks, some hacks for ClickFunnels for you tonight, and then also I'll be answering your questions live. Just because we have more than a couple of people in here, we're going to just mute everyone, and then if you have a question, use the chat, okay? I'm going to send over a link to my latest 17 hacks to creating faster and better working sales funnels. So in chat, you can click on that and peruse if you want. I'm going to just start out with sharing my screen. And just mention in the chat if you can see it. I want everyone to be able to see my screen. And if there's a problem, I want to catch it early. Can you guys see it? Can you guys hear me? Just type in chat if you can see my screen. Looks like Joseph can, Melvin. Okay, good. Let me know if you can't. Maybe that's a better way. I'll just move forward. That way we're not waiting. Okay, as I show you some hacks, if there are questions that come up, just enter it there in the chat. The first hack we're going to work on is fonts. And so I'm just going to go right in here to one of my test funnels. This is just a cool test funnel here. Just a typical opt-in. Sign up to get the full course. It's got this navigation up here. And you can see it's got this really neat font, right? Well, sometimes, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you want to have a cool font, but it doesn't show up on the live page or the page preview. So, and the reason is because you've got to set on the page first under settings and typography. You've got to set the headline font and the content font. So when you come in here initially, it's just set to default, so there's no setting whatsoever. So just come in here and select a nice headline font that you like, and then a content font. And what that is basically is anytime you add a new headline, then you can see the font that it uses is going to be the font in your typography, okay? All right, and then from there, in your element for the headline, you can go ahead and select that custom font. And so a lot of times people think that these are the only fonts available. But if you click on this drop down on the right, you can see there are hundreds and hundreds of the Google fonts. I mean, way more than you'd ever want or need to use. Okay, so we can save that, and then we can preview that in the live page, and you can see the custom font is working as expected. Any questions or anything on that? All right. So yeah, that's a good question. So Melvin asked if you wanted to have a custom font, could you? And so with custom fonts, you need that font file in the browser somewhere. And so there's no place to upload that necessarily. But if you had a font and that file was located somewhere on the internet, then you could use custom code under settings and tracking under the header code. You could paste custom code there. And actually what you'd want to do is you'd want to paste that here in settings in the header tracking code here. And so it's just some specific code for custom fonts. And so if you know how to do that, then you can easily do it and it will work. But if you need help, then just ask the help of a developer. Okay? Good question, Melvin. All right. Moving on. This isn't the right funnel for, well, we'll just add a step. So I'm just going to add an order form step, because what I wanted to go over next was something that I get asked a lot on the order form, so anytime you've got this exclamation point, you have to pick a page type. And so if you want to collect credit card, you have to have the page type as an order form. You can't collect credit card information on an opt-in or sales page or membership, anywhere like that, okay? So let's say we'll just select a template. It doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be designing it. But what I wanted to talk about was when you add a product, then there is an order fulfillment email that goes out. So if somebody buys a product, let's say they want to buy your widget 3, then let's say it's $15. You can set this up here. It's a one-time product and Stripe. And I wanted to say $15 for a year membership. Okay, that's what I wanted to say on their billing statement. But if you look at this tab up at the top, there's a fulfillment email, and this is a really generic email. It says, thank you for your purchase. You may access your thank you page here anytime. And then it says product thank you page. So what does that mean? Well, you can remove everything from the HTML body, just delete it, and remove everything from the subject line, and this fulfillment email will not go out. Or if you're delivering a digital product or you want to direct someone to your membership site, then this would be appropriate. You can direct them to a membership area, and the URL for this merge tag here within these hashtags right here, this is called a merge tag. This will direct them to whatever you put in the thank you or membership access area. So if it's a membership area, it will take them there, or if it's a thank you page. But what if you say, well, I don't have a membership area and I don't have a digital product. I'm going to have an order confirmation page, and I just want to send my customers there so that they can see what they purchased. So an order confirmation page works a lot like a receipt. So you can enter order confirmation page here, and this link now will direct them back to their order confirmation page. So you can change this wording to, you may access your order receipt here anytime. Now I will say, yes, I will say that this is just an ugly URL. And so if you want to hide that, then what you can do is, and you can copy this code, I'll put it in the chat. How does that sound? So href, and this is just a little bit of code. You don't have to know how to code. You can turn that right here, the words order receipt, you can turn that into a hyperlink so that when they get the email, they don't see the ugly URL, they just see order receipt as a blue hyperlink, and they can click on it and go to that order form page area, right? Okay, so I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to stick that in chat. If you guys want to use that, feel free, okay? And then create the product. All right. Okay, Melvin has a question about how do I get traffic? That's a really good question. So the key secret power, not secret power, what am I trying to think of? The secret formula, sorry. The secret formula for marketing online is to find out who your dream clients are, right? So who do you want to serve? Who is your ideal customer? There's a great podcast by John Lee Dumas that you can look into. You can Google it. And he talks about creating your customer avatar. So you really think about who your dream client is, and then where you can find them, and then what bait you'll use in exchange for their name and email, and then where do you want to take them? What's the result? How do you want to best serve them, right? So that's the secret formula. And so you're asking, how do I get traffic? You first have to ask, who is your dream client and where can you find them? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Is it Instagram? So if your demographic is business people, then LinkedIn might be a good answer. And you might want to research on how to get traffic using LinkedIn. You can have a LinkedIn account and you can comment on other people's articles. it becomes a platform really similar to Facebook where you network, but it's for business people, right? And so maybe LinkedIn would be appropriate. But if you've got a cool product that you want to sell to millennials, then Facebook might be where you want to look. And so you could get a course on Facebook advertising, and it can teach you how to send traffic to your funnels. Does that answer your question, Melvin? Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, any questions on the order receipts or anything? I didn't see anything come through, so I think everyone understood it really well. Yes. Okay, yes. Okay, so Joseph has said he is having a hard time with his copying and pasting. Okay, so I'll tell you why that is. First of all, let me ask you, Joseph, are you on a Mac or a PC? Okay, you're on a PC. Okay, first of all, get a Macintosh, okay? But in the meantime, then you can use your keyboard keys to copy and paste, right? So let's say, for instance, I wanted to send whoever opts in on this page, I want to send them to google.com, okay? So I'm just going to search up Google, and I'm going to copy the URL by right-clicking, right-click copy, okay? Now this button is always got to be set to submit the page for it to collect the information, but you can redirect it. So after they submit the page, it's going to go to this next step in the funnel, which would be the thank you page. But let's say you wanted to go to Google, you would do what's called a redirect override, and you go to settings and general, and then you paste here. Now when I click out of here, hopefully this works, and save, you can see coming back in here, it did not save. See that on submit go to? Remember, I just pasted that. And that's probably what is happening, right, Joseph? Okay, so if that's happening for you, he didn't respond yet, but if that's happening for you, what you do is you select the URL that you want, and you use, since Joseph, you're on a PC, you would use Control-C, but if you're on a Mac, you use Command-C for copy, and you can't see my keyboard strokes, and then Command-V if you're on a Macintosh, and Control-V if you're on a PC, and I'm going to click away, save it, and this time when we go into settings and general, you'll see it's there. Okay? Does that answer your question? And then also, this works too for if you wanted to take the words action headline and turn it into a link, don't right click and paste because it won't work. Watch. I'm going to click away and then come back and it's not there. But if I use my keyboard, so Joseph, that would be Control-V for you, and then I come back, boom, there it is. See? So that's how that works. Got it? I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Any other questions about that? Okay. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so I wanted to show you this hack, which is really amazing. And let's say you were in the page editor and you saved something. Let's say you, let's go ahead. I'm going to delete this button. And then I clicked save. And I was like, oh no. Or actually, let's do something else. Let's delete this whole section and save it. And you just realize that you click save just out of habit. And you're like, oh my gosh, all my stuff is gone. So one cool thing about ClickFunnels is that it saves the last 5 saves so that you can go and you can restore any past saves. So I want to restore it, but I want to preview it first to make sure, okay, yeah, this is the right one I want to restore it to. So I'm going to go ahead and click restore. and it's really thinking, and it says restore, and then let's go into it and see if it's restored. Okay, it's taking a while. And there it is, boom, see? What do you guys think about that? Do you guys know about that already? Joseph, yes. How long have you been a member? Two weeks? Oh my gosh. You're really new. Yeah. Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, that's a good question, Bill. So Bill just asked, he was wanting to know about notifications when somebody opts in. So this is a question that comes up a lot because you think that you set it up and you've submitted their information, you submit their information, and you can see here in contacts that, and this is my test account, so this is just all my emails, but you have these 5 contacts, but you didn't even know that they opted in. Like 5 months ago, you never knew. So what you can do is you can send a notification to yourself. And so let's say you want to send a notification for when they opt in or if they order something. So you would select the step, whether they're opting in or they're ordering, and you would go to this automation tab. And on the automation tab, then you would click add new action. And these are the actions that you can actually do on the automation tab. So action to do, you can click the drop down and you can see you can remove them from a list, you can send an email notification, you can add a tag, or you can remove a tag. So I want to send an email notification and I'm going to send it to email@domain.com. Well, that's not really my email, but you get the point, right? And then you create that. So then you can see here in the automation tab that there is a send notification so that anyone who opts in on this step, an email will go out to you notifying you. And you can do that too on the order form. And what's cool too on an order form, you click the automation tab, is you can have a notification, not for everyone who lands on the order form page, but you could have a notification for, you could set it based on a condition, whether they saw and didn't purchase or whether they purchased. So those are the different conditions. And you can add them to a list, or you can tag them, or you can send an email notification. Does that answer your question, Bill? Yes, so if you have Actionetics, that's right. So if you have Actionetics, you can also do that in Actionetics too. So let's look at how that works. So Actionetics is the email autoresponder. So the bridge between your funnel where people opt in and your email auto sequence is your email list. So first and foremost, you want to add them to your list. So you can do that in 2 places. Right here is integrations. So you can select Actionetics, add to list, and then we'll just add it to test list, okay? You can add it here on the page editor, or you can add it in automations. Remember, we just talked about that, right? So we're going to send a notification when someone opts in, and then we want to add them to a list, and we're going to add them to test list. Now, you don't want both of those integrations set up. So I'm going to remove this one on the page level, and we'll just keep the one here in the automation tab. Okay, so let's look at Actionetics email lists. And you can see here's the test list. Well, it just happens to be a smart list, but that doesn't really matter. for today, but Melvin's asking, is there going to be more specific Actionetics training? And yeah, there is. You can ask questions. If you want to stay here in Actionetics for the rest of the time, we can. Okay, so let's say test Actionetics is my action funnel. So an action funnel is an email sequence, or it's even more than that. It's a list of steps that will trigger when someone's added to a list. Remember I said the email list is a bridge between a funnel and your sequence. So the action funnel is the sequence. So we're going to set this up. We're going to add it to, we're going to say anyone who's added to the list named tests, we want these things to trigger. So this, let's go back to it. We want to tag them. Then we want to send an email and send an email. So these are the steps. All right, so originally this question came from Bill, who was asking, how do I notify, or how do I get a notification when someone opts in or buys? And so we set up an automation here to send a notification. But the second place you can do it is, sorry, I lost my place, is here in an action funnel. So somebody opts in, they're added to the email list, and then these steps in this funnel are triggered. So we would add a step that says send notification, and it's the same kind of thing. It's a do action, and we want it to happen right away. And you can see here, there's tag, and then there's send notification. So we want to change this to live because we want it to actually work. It's always, anytime you add a step to an action funnel, it's always set to pause. Okay, so go into settings, and this is send notification. Can't spell today. And email notification, and again, here we go. email@domain.com. And then click that. Does that answer your question, Bill? Yeah, so if you don't have Actionetics, then just for right now, go ahead and just use the automation. So Bill asked, I don't have Actionetics, so it doesn't really apply to me. So yeah, just go ahead and add that send notification there in the automations. And that's why there are two places to do it. It's because some people don't have Actionetics. So no problem, no worries. Okay, so Melvin, you had more questions about Actionetics. Did you have anything else specific while we're kind of in there already? Okay, yeah, so what Melvin is asked is why not just use automations? Okay, why use an action funnel if I have Actionetics? Okay, so let's look at this just really quickly. I'm just going to use this template. I'm just going to create this fake email right here so you can just see it. So when you add an email in automation, then you can see that there's no tracking. I have no idea if this email right here, when somebody opted in, let's say we have, who's the last one who opted in? Melissa.ClickFunnels plus test tag, okay? So we'll just call me test tag for that. It doesn't show if test tag got this email, if they opened it, if it failed, none of that. And so the value of going ahead and using an action funnel is you can test all of that. So let's go back to our action funnel, which is test Actionetics. Let's go to our email and look at this. So you can see, let's say you set this email to go out, you could change it to 10 days from now, right? Update action settings. So you can see on day 10, this email is going to go out. So look, right here, there's an email right here, testingclickfunnels@gmail.com. So, sorry about that. So you can see here that Andrew is triggered to get an email that says, whatever this email is. So this is a pending email. That, you don't see any of that on automations. This is only available in Action Funnels and Actionetics. It also shows, click here, this is a hyperlink, it shows the emails that have already gone out. Look, right there. And then if you click back here on the email, you can see there was one that failed. This one failed, never made it there. So maybe you could send to them again. Nobody's opened them, and only one person clicked, okay? And so you can see who clicked, but you can look at sent emails, and that's here in the information too. There's opened and clicked. So see, you can see one person clicked. Isn't that cool? And so then you can look at your conversions, and you can look at your open rate, and you see, well, maybe your message isn't great, so you might need to change things up a bit. Okay, any more Actionetics questions or anything like that? We're just about finished. It's about 5 more minutes, so if you've got a question, then put it in the chat, please. I don't know what you mean, Bill. You said something about, oh, do you mean templates? Oh, okay. Okay, so Bill's using templates. Oh, you're not using templates. Bill's not using templates, but was wondering about templates. Okay, that's a good question. All right, so one of the hacks to build funnels really quickly is to understand templates and cloning. So in general, you can clone, if you click settings, you can clone a whole funnel right here, clone funnel. And so it will clone all of the pages on the funnel, okay? And it'll show up in your Browse Funnels dashboard. Yes, so let's just look. If I were to clone this funnel, it would show up as copy. See, it says copy as Stripe test funnel. Right now I'm on MailChimp test funnel. So if I cloned it, it would show up as copy of MailChimp test funnel, okay? Okay, that's first and foremost. And then let's say, for instance, on this funnel, I want to clone this first step opt-in working copy. So you would click this button over here, clone funnel step. So when I clone the funnel step, where'd it go? All right, so when you clone a funnel step, it shows up here, down here on the left, and other funnel steps, and you can click the drop down to see it. Opt-in working copy. So see this button here, you can click to add it to the funnel. So if we click to add it to the funnel, there it is at the bottom. It's been added to the funnel, and it's no longer in that drop-down menu. So even if we remove it from the funnel, it's still live. Like if I click this button, this is a live funnel page, okay? So just remember that. Sometimes your funnel steps can be down here in the drop-down menu. And let's say, for instance, you've got, right now I have 2 survey funnels, and it's kind of confusing to me. So I want to click on this one, and I want to remove it from the funnel. If I remove it from the funnel, it's going to be down here in the other funnel steps, okay? Now, if I delete it from the funnel, if I delete the funnel step, so let me go ahead and go to this opt-in working copy. You see I selected it from the funnel steps, and here it is, opt-in working copy, and I could add it to the funnel, but if I delete the funnel step and click OK, now that funnel step is totally gone, it's totally deleted. Okay, all right, so that you can clone it, but let's say, for instance, you wanted this opt-in working copy as a saved funnel page, so you can use it in, let's say, this auto webinar test funnel. The way you would do that is in settings, and under general, you would click this button, save page as template, and you would name the template and click create template. And when you do that, it saves the template in your account globally. So if you come to account and my templates, voila, here it is under personal page templates. It would be saved in here, okay? And on that note, you can also save email templates. So you can create an email design, and then you can save that and use it in your action funnels and in your automations. For those of you who don't have Actionetics, because now that I taught you, you're going to be using Actionetics always because of the tracking, right? Okay, good. Okay, so you can build funnels faster that way. I do want to say, however, that this page type is opt-in page type, and if you save it as a template, it is going to save as an opt-in template. And so if you have an order form and you want to duplicate it, but you don't want it to be an order form, you want it to be more like because it's more like a sales page and you want it to be more like an opt-in or a sales page, to change the page type, you have to ask ClickFunnels support for that. Okay, got it? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so what do you do if you've got a bunch of information on one page and you want to add that to another page? Well, you can save sections. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. You see the green part is sections. We're going to save that. And I'm just going to do test delete me. Okay, and I'm going to save that as a personal template. And click save. So what I saved was everything in the green. So everything on this page, really. And let's say I want to come down to the order form and I want to add that whole section to the order form. And this is how you build funnels really fast. Okay, so you get to the order form, and you go up to sections, and you go add section, and over here on the right, you click my sections, and there it is. See, test delete me. And then you drag it, and when it turns green, you release the mouse, and there's that whole page. But let's say you get here and you're like, no, I don't want that there, and I don't want this navigation. So you can just remove it. It's like super easy. Boom, just like that. Remove stuff. You could go ahead and drag this right here and remove this. So that's how you design things really quickly. Any questions on that? Yes, Melvin, I do. Melvin asks, do you offer one-on-one coaching? I do. I have an application that's coming online soon, so look for that. And if you want to email me after, then I can email you personally. I do have a program where I offer free live training, and it's 4 one-hour sessions of live training with me on strategy, funnel building, traffic, anything like that. So I definitely offer that. And then if you don't necessarily qualify for the free training, then I also have 1-hour sessions that you can just book. Say, for instance, you're building your funnel and you just need someone to go over strategy or the funnel structure because it's broken, it's not working, and you really need to get something up and running, then I could do like an hour coaching. So good question. Awesome. Thanks you guys for joining. I know that was a lot and it was really quick, but we'll do this every Thursday, 7 o'clock Central Time. You can come in here, ask your questions. So it's kind of like live training, and it was a bonus today just to have only a couple people so we can answer all those questions and get through things quickly. But shoot me an email if you have any questions, and appreciate y'all coming on. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.